Good afternoon, StreamYard and YouTube fans. This is Philip Reynolds, and we have History Maker Hoops here today. I'm in, excuse me, I'm in week two. Week two, game 23. We have Houston versus Chicago. Chicago's a home team. Houston's a visiting team. Both teams are from the 73-74 set. So let's go down and roll to see which scoring grid we're going to use. All right, we will be using 54, and I have yet to memorize this. We will be using the mid-low chart today. So we will be using the mid-low chart here. Sorry. That is our scoring chart. I keep the unusual results and deny chart out because it also has the final minute in case I need it. I put my other charts away. I get the pawns out on the board, and like I told somebody, the white pawns need to go to the visitors so that you can see it, because the home section is blue and the away section is orange. So, and it's hard to see black on blue. I will say that the one thing that I need to do a better job on is keeping tabs of lightning. That's the only really one area of this game that I have difficulty with. I'm sorry about that. I normally have my headset on, but I'm hoping that doesn't affect the sound too much. We put this in our basketball for lightning. These go on the very first players of the game. And we'll go down to I got to shuffle my cards. And in the NBA, each quarter is 12 minutes. So instead of using like 10 cards, I use 12 cards. That may be a little different than what some people may be used to. So I use 12 cards per quarter. And here's what I also do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And in the first quarter, you just count them out. In the second quarter, you would count 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. And then in the second quarter, what you do, instead of, you turn them 180 degrees, because these cards are double-sided, so you flip it around, so to speak. And then the third quarter, you go back to just 12, and then you rotate. So we've got the 12 cards, and I did not see that last card, just so you know. I put my dice at the very edge of the board, and now we're ready to go down to the basketball court. All right, You see up here's the visitors, and that's the reason why there I have the black pawns up here. And in the home team, like I said, if I had these down here, it'd be very difficult to see that. And I pointed that out to somebody. And when I'm going to have it pretty much focused on the home team, unless there's a visitor section, visitor card. I'm going to go up here. We'll flip the card, first card. And this is pick on the home team. And Love does not have it. So both players swap. Nothing happens on that one. Got a ref look, and it's actually, you can see there, he's got a star and an underline. Walker has a star and an underline, so this will go to the home team. And his clank is 3 and 11. That will be 1 good. And that will be 2 good. One more. Okay, that's better. Okay, so 2 for Walker. Newland up top gets. We go to Tomjanovich there. Okay. And oh, wait a minute. It's a rough look. So Walker does get swapped out. Goes to Ray and Tomjanovich. Okay. This is bump for the visitors. Tomjanovich does have bump. So Tomjanovich will score our first basket of the game. And I use, I do have score sheets for this, but I have these score sheets here, but I want to pretty much put numbers and not lines, and I mark using lines and stuff like that. So Tomjanovich gets our first point of the game, and you see there, I mark them like that, and then when I get 5, I draw a line through it, so that way I know there's 5 in that. And Walker for Chicago, and I didn't do this, had 2 free throws, so we put 2 on the free throw section for Walker. Okay, and that takes us to the next card, and we'll go back down to the court. Okay. Let's see what we got here. That's a ref look. It's ref look. It says and 1, but notice it says visitor, so you don't have to select it. You're selecting the visitor on that. So that will go to Tomjanovich there. So he scores, and he rolls for to see if, and his clank is an 8. And believe it or not, that's exactly what he got. So no additional basket. So it's 2-0 so far in favor of Houston. And let's go to the next card. We have a let's see, both players swap out. So Mealy and Sloan here, and it's bump for the home team. And be careful. It says bump, home team, but look at that hand symbol. That means that can be denied. Unfortunately, with this particular instance, it doesn't matter because there is no bump on the home team card. So we go to Aziz and Van Leer. Yeah, because neither one of them scored on that particular play. Ref look. And here's another thing. You got a star here, and up here you've got a plus. Plus or crosshair or whatever. Those are equal when deciding on the ref look. They're equal, and when that happens, we know that the ties go to the home team. So Van Leer and his clank is 5 and 9. He gets the first one. He will get the second one. They're up to 4. The home team is up to 4 for free throws, but they don't have any points yet. And that will take us back up to the top. Murphy and Love. Okay. Home. Defensive skill. That's yes, and this will be miss. So both players are swapped out. This is net. It says net on the visitors, and it can be denied. Newland does have net. He does have net, as you can see. So we check on the denies. We have to roll the 1 dice for deny. It's 4. And that is reach for Walker. And Walker does not have reach at all. So that will be a basket for Newland. So that makes it 3-0 in favor of Houston. Okay. Move Walker. Okay. Offensive power. Now, Ray has power, but it's defensive. So the answer is no. So this is boxed out. This is missed. So Tomjanovich for Houston. Sloan for Chicago. Okay, visitor offensive power. And Tomjanovich has a star, which means he has offense and defense. So that will be a score for Houston. That makes it 4-0. Okay. And I think we're at Van Leer for Chicago. Tomjanovich just scored, which means that he has the Lightning. That's the one thing which means that if Lightning were to come up in the next situation, then Tomjanovich would win that particular thing. Home offensive smart. He has smart, but it's defensive. The ball's thrown away. So Mealy and Love. Last card of the corner. Home offensive reach. No reach at all for Love in Chicago. So that is the end of the first quarter. That is the end of the first quarter. There were no extra cards left because if there's like two or some extra cards, that's that comes into play, and the other team might get a point that way. But that didn't happen. Houston had 4 points this particular quarter. What I do is I do take uh, this and I write down 4 for Houston and 0 for Chicago. Chicago will get 4 points though, or 4 added to whatever the sheet says. We're using the mid-low chart, 4-0. That's 25, and it says 9, but because of the free throws, we add 4 to it, so it will be a score of 25-13 in favor of Houston. Okay. Now, the other thing I like to do before I go to the second quarter is I shuffle the cards a couple times, just make it random and a little bit more challenging. And there have been no subs in the game. So now what I do is I count out to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 cards. And like I said, I rotate them 180 degrees in the second and fourth quarters. And then we go back down to the field with Houston. They have a chance for 9 possible points, and Chicago, because they didn't score any, has a possible. Their cap is at 6 points. So we will go back down and see what happens here. Right. And before we start, we're going to Aziz will be swapped out, and Murphy will come in his place, and Walker Ray will come for Walker. You still have timeout advantage for the home team. Because it's a new quarter, we go back to nobody having lightning yet. And the home has that 4 points on the free throws. So let us go to the next card. And this says net, and notice it says trailing team. So we check Ray for net quality. And he does not have it. It would be the top. It would be over here, right underneath yes, and Ray does not have net. So Sloan comes in, Newland comes in. Okay. Offensive smart is the next card. And Newland does have offensive smart, so that is a score. So switch to Van Leer for the home team. The next card, Snag for the trailing team. And the trailing team in this instance is Chicago. And we are looking for Snag. And he does have Snag. So Van Leer will finally get some points on the board for Chicago. I think Newland was the last one. Yeah. So 5-1 in favor of Houston, and Tomjanovich will be Houston's main guy. Van Leer is Chicago's. And we go to the next card. And Lightning goes to Chicago. We've got defensive power, and you'll see that Tomjanovich has offense and defensive power, so that is yes. That is a miss. So Neely comes in, Love comes in. Unusual results. And that will be a 5. Visitor player, defensive check. We've got 2 for Mealy. And this will give Love a basket. The Love will score, and that makes it 5-2 in favor of Houston. Okay. Mealy. Okay. Ref look, trailing team. This will be for Aziz. I got to watch for the clank of 3 and 6 here. That is a clank. And that is an 8. So Aziz will get 1 free throw. And Murphy and Walker are your main guys now. Defensive smart for the home team. And neutral on the Lightning. Defensive smart, home defensive smart. He's got both, so that is yes. That is forced miss. So it becomes Ray and Newland up. Trailing team, which is Chicago, bump. Now look at this. It's bump and it's underlined, so that means that Ray gets not 1 point, but 2 points in this instance. So it is 5-4 in favor of Houston. Okay. So Ray stays there. Tomjanovich is moved in for Houston. Got a ref look, and this will go to Tomjanovich. 8 is the clank number we're looking at. And that's 2. And that's 7. So we move to 3 for the home team, 4 for the away team. Ray swapped for Sloan. Neely's put in for Tomjanovich. Visitor defensive spark. That's no, and it means Sloan will score. That makes it 5-5. And if Chicago can score this basket on the next one, then they will have reached the cap for the quarter. This is push, and Aziz is moved in for Mealy. Push, no push for Sloan at all. So move to Van Leer and Murphy. And last card for the quarter, defensive quick. Answer is yes, and it says stolen. But this is underlined. And normally I would say it says home scores, but it says defensive quick. Yeah, so the top. I'm of the opinion that it says here, if you look at it, home player with defense quick. The answer is yes. The ball is stolen, but it says underline home scores. So, and if you'll see that the quick is star and underline, so Van Leer will score on this one. And that means Chicago will have reached their cap for the quarter. And it is 6-4 in favor of Chicago. And that's what happens in this game. You see that in the first quarter, Houston got all the points, 4-0. Chicago was the one that got most of the points in this quarter, and total turnaround 6-4. We're using the mid-low chart, and 6-4. We have to give the home team 4 additional points for free throws. So Chicago has 50, and we add 3 for the Houston, so that will give them 41. So Chicago's beating Houston at the half, 50-41. Big turnaround for Chicago in this half. It means that Chicago's cap for the third quarter is 11, and Houston's cap is also 11. Now here's something that normally you see we have to reset because we may have put players in the game, but today we have not had any subs come into the game yet, so we do not have to reset our lineups at all. We don't have to reset the lineups, so and no subs have been in. But what I do is in the third quarter, wherever the pawns are, I reset them back to the first quarter. So Murphy will be Houston's go-to guy, and Love is Chicago's go-to guy. Remember, your Lightning does not switch over from quarter to quarter or half to half. So we're back to neutral. We reshuffle and count 12 for quarter 3. Now, see, if we were playing like the college version, in between the first and second quarter, that's considered a timeout. That's like a television timeout is what it is. And so the team that has the timeout advantage gets charged that timeout. But we don't have that here. In this instance, we just count out 12 for the third quarter, no reversing of the cards or anything. All right. We go back down to the court. And we have Love and Murphy on the other side. Okay. Offensive reach for the visitor. And that is no. So Newland and Walker are our players of interest. Push for the home team. That is no. So Ray and Tomshanovich. Here is the one card that is frightening because it's the timeout. Active player must exit floor. Loss for rest of half. Coach must place 2 subs on top stack. No subs come into the game yet. So this means that the first timeout goes to the home team. So the orange pawn gets taken to the visitor side. Ray is we move Porter in first. Weiss. Okay. Now with Ray, this is where my injury comes into play. All right. So what I do, I roll a dice, and see the dice is 5. This means that he is out for the rest of today's game, and he is also out the next 4 games. And how I mark this is I put the number 4. I put the number 4 in circle, meaning he's he was injured and he is out the next 4 games. That's how I denote injuries. That way, the next time when a game is up, I can go and look, and see who's injured and who's not injured. And a team can only have 2 subs out at a time. And the reason I do that is because there's only 4 subs for each side, and if you had more than 2 players out at a time, half your subs would be gone. So there's a limit of 2 players being on your injured, basically on your injury list. And go back down to the court. Porter and Weiss came into the game. Now we have to, and what I do here is I make dots on my score sheet that Porter and Weiss came into the game. Now we do the coach check here. We roll, and we get a 10. And on Mata's, you'll see that 10 is nothing. So no complacent, no energized, no sync, so nothing happens there. So basically we just go on to the next card. And we just move we move because of the timeout. Weiss was your last guy, so you stay there. And Neely is Houston's guy now. And we go to the next card. Defensive reach for the visitors. And the answer is yes. That is blocked. So Porter and Aziz. We've got to check leap for Porter. And he does have leap. But look, that can be denied. So we have to roll to see if that is denied or not. And that's a 6, which is spark. And Aziz does not have spark, so Porter will score. That makes it 7-5 in favor of Chicago. Okay. Ref look, and they're equal, nothing on either side. So this will be to the this will be on. This will go to Porter. So it scores 1, which makes it 8-5, and we roll for the and 1. That's a 7, and 7 is his clank number. So no additional points on the free throw side. So Ray and Newland are our players. Offensive skill, and Newland does have offensive skill, so that makes it 8-6. Sloan and Newland. Defensive spark. It's offensive, so Newland will get another basket. Makes it 7-8. With Chicago up. Chicago's up here 8-7. And visitors scored on that because they did not have defensive spark. So move to Van Leer. Trailing team, and that is Houston. So Houston gets 2 shots. The clank for Newland is 9 and 12. We've got 3. And we've got 7. So that means that gives Houston so that makes 5-4 in favor of Houston on the free throws. So Newland is swapped out. Van Leer is swapped out. Offensive smart, and that is yes. So Chicago will score. That's Love. That makes it 9-7. Mealy becomes Houston's player of choice. Trailing team, and that will be Houston. So does Mealy have leap? And he does not. So Aziz and Walker will be players of choice. And we have a timeout. This is for Houston. That means that Ratliff will come into the game. Aziz moves down 1. Ratliff comes into the game. We roll on the coach's card. And that is 10. In Egan's card, 10 means nothing. And so far we've had 2 timeouts. That one wasn't an injury timeout. That's just your regular timeout. So Aziz will be your player of choice for the fourth quarter for Weiss, and Weiss will be for Chicago. It's 9 to 7, which is 7. And in this game, there's a minimum points per quarter rule, and this is on your page 11 rules. It says if there are 7 or more open spaces on the scoring track, award a bonus space to both teams. So Weiss will get Chicago's first point, and then which makes it 10, and then Murphy will get Houston's point, and that will make it 9 to 8 in favor of Chicago. 10 to 8 in favor of Chicago. Okay. Okay, 10 to 8 in favor of Chicago. Which means, let's see. Okay, and Chicago will get 4 points, which means 83. And Houston will get 5 points, which will make it 76. I'm sorry. Okay, Chicago gets 4 points, be 83. 5 points goes to Houston, which will make it 76. So your score is 83 to 76, which is very close for the fourth quarter. This could come down to overtime, or final minute, basically. Not overtime, but final minute. What we'll do is we'll shuffle cards here. Okay. Chicago has had 2 basically 2 players coming into the game, and Houston has had 1. They've only had Ratliff. The timeout advantage is in Chicago's favor. 83 to 76 for Chicago. The cap for Chicago is 15. The cap for Houston is 14. So it could be 15-14. And as a result, when it gets that close, it really comes down to free throws at that point. We're going back down to I shuffled them. I didn't. I'm going to cut these in half. Count out 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is the fourth quarter. I rotate the cards in the second and in the fourth quarter. So this is the fourth quarter. Chicago's up 83 to 76. Very close. 7 points. If Houston got 1 or more, or one or two more, it's possible that this could go to the final minute. So we're gonna go back down to the court and see how things go. All right. Before we swap the quarter, swap the Newland. First card of the quarter, time out, and that means that Edelman will come in for Chicago. Let's see. We roll for coach result. That is a 5, and a 5 is an energize. So Edelman came in and scored, and that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That makes it 11-8 in favor of Chicago. The card says discard the next card. So the next card is skipped, and this says ref look, and it goes to the home team. So Edelman will score again, which makes it 12, and he rolls for free throw. And that is a 6. And 6 is good. That makes it 5-5 on free throws. So they're even on free throws. Porter is Chicago's man for the next turn, and Tomjanovich for Houston. Okay. Offensive reach, that is yes. So Tomjanovich will score. That makes it 9-12. And this is time out for Houston. Coleman will come into the game. And we roll for coach results. That's 10. And as you'll see, 10 means nothing to Egan. So, and the next card is discarded. So we go to the next card, and Tomjanovich and Sloan. Yes, this can be denied because of the hand symbol. So we will check, and that is a 3, and that is power. Tomjanovich has a star on the power, so this one will be denied. No additional points for Sloan there. So Lear and Mealy for Houston. Okay, this is a ref look. This will go to Lear. That's a 5. That would be a clank. And that is a 5. 2 clanks for Van Leer, Love, and Ratliff. The next card is discarded. Defensive quick for Houston. And that is yes. The ball is stripped, so Aziz and Walker are your players of choice. Time out, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 7. Coleman's in the game. So So Marion comes in for Houston. Marion comes in for Houston. We roll for the coaches, and that is a 6. And 6 is nothing for Egan. And then the last card of the quarter, defensive power, that would be Weiss, and that would be Marion. Defensive power, no defensive power. So Marion will score on this last one. That will be 10-11. In favor. Oh, I'm sorry, 10-12. In favor of Chicago. It's 10-12 in favor of Chicago. We're using the mid-low charts. And each team gets 5 points added. So that will be 100 points for Chicago and 92 points for Houston. That's a difference of 8 points. And as a result, anything over 4 points is a win for whoever it is. So we do not go to the final minute in this game. Chicago beats Houston 100-92. And that is your score. And then what I do is I will input the players, and I actually put, rather than markings, I actually put like the idea that Murphy got 1, Newland had 4, and 2 free throws. Tomjanovich got 4 and 2 free throws. Aziz had 1 free throw, and Marion had 1 point. And then I also make notation of the fact that Ray is out for 4 additional games, and I marked that with a circle on this score sheet as well. So there's like it's a double check that way. So that's all I have for you for now. Chicago over Houston, 100-92, and the next thing, I mean, I may come back with another game sometime this week, but the next thing I'm leading up to is drafting for the Blam universe, so to speak. And I like to, I pretty much, unless I know I'm playing on a second game, which I usually take a break in between. As you see, it's like 50 minutes, but a lot of it, I can do this a lot faster because I'm not, when I don't have to worry about, recording, and I haven't had to record this. This is my first time recording, I think, a hoops game. I could be wrong, at least with my game mat and stuff like that. And I hope you enjoyed. I'll be back sometime soon, and you all take care and have a good afternoon.